Hello, good people. This is the Simply Elegant Show, and as I promised you, we have all things elegance. And today, we have none other than the guru herself. She's the queen of finances, and with her, you'll be able to level up areas finances because they can never be elegance without money. And we have to agree that for you to buy a nice dress, to buy a nice wig, to do some nice makeup, you need the money. It's your lady, Miss Suzanne, your host of All Matters Elegance. And stay tuned, don't touch that dial. We are teaching you how to level up, how to be a woman of class, how to be sophisticated affordably without breaking the bank. And without further ado, let me invite my guest to introduce herself.
Thank you so much, Madam Susan. Good afternoon, good people. My name is Carol Moher, and I'm so excited to talk to every woman out there. Wherever you're watching us from, please get another woman and let her know to tune on and listen to how to be an eloquent and executive and that fantastic woman she needs to be. You're welcome.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Remember, here we talk all things elegance, how to look good, how to feel good, how to stay healthy, how to look nice and elegant and a woman of poise and class. And we are bringing you the very, very best. And I have to thank you, Madam Carol, for helping me with my finances.
Yes.
My finances have never been the same again. At least now I'm able to buy nice things. I'm able to buy a car. I'm able to change houses if I need to. I'm able to wear nice clothes. I'm able to wear nice wigs. All because you have advised me matters finances.
Very
So I want you to tell us more. A woman who is starting, she's down there, she's just started a business, she's straight from college, and she still has not figured out her finances. What can you advise such a person?
Okay, first and foremost, a woman was created by God as a beautiful icon. If every woman will first accept herself that she's beautiful, then anything else will slide in very smoothly. So when we touch on finances, we have to first touch on the woman from the inside. How does this woman and who does she see herself to be? When you wake up in the morning and look at yourself at the mirror, what do you see? Do you see an ugly woman, or do you see a woman with potential? Do you see a woman created in God's image? Do you see the first Eve of the first world that was there when creation began? So when we talk about any other thing, developing yourself, upgrading yourself, leveling up, it has to come from the inside. Change begins from the inside. It cannot just come out outwardly. It's not automatic. It's not an automatic button. It has to come. You've got to conceive it from the inside that I need to change. As Carol, I need to change. As Susan, I need to change. As Mary, I need to change. As Fiona, I need to change. But how do I change? And whom do I look up to change? Because there has to be someone you look up to that you admire. And that's why you want to change. And as I remember in your case, you looked up to one of the most eloquent women. You looked at Reverend Kathy Kuna, and you're like, I would love to be like Kathy. So there has to be someone you look up to get to that level. So you cannot just sit at your comfort zone in your house and you're like, I want to be like that lady. I want to be like that woman. But you're not reaching out. There is nothing that is making you conceive it from the inside, so that it gives birth to how can I even get in touch with Kathy Kuna? How can I get in touch with Susan? How can I get in touch with Carol? There has to be something from the inside that is conceiving with your desire, and that desire automatically gives a fruit. And out of that, then anything else can change around you at a twinkle of an eye.
Wow.
Yes.
That is so powerful, my dear Carol.
Thank you.
So powerful.
Thank you.
So you're saying that a woman has to perceive herself first. She has to feel beautiful. She has to feel good about herself.
You got to feel beautiful about yourself. When you're sleeping, before you wear that nightgown, look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself and say, I'm beautiful. It does not matter. I'm a woman. It doesn't matter. Maybe my tummy is a bit saggy, but it's out of these children that I'm a bit saggy. But it is from the inside that you have to accept, I am a beautiful woman. Out of that acceptance, anything else that come out will accept you. But until you do not accept, then anything else around you will reject. As simple as that. So accept, conceive from the inside that I can be that lady. I can drive that Range Rover. I can acquire apartments in Kilelesha, Kilimani. I can do. So don't downgrade yourself. Don't downgrade. Let nobody downgrade you. Not even your look should downgrade you. The inner person is the real you. And this is why I tell every woman, the inner person whom I cannot see on the outside is the real you. So the time I start seeing outcomes and results, I see the in you. Yes.
Wow, 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 wow. Women, and also men. Where else can you find this information? Stay tuned on Simply Elegant, because we are going to talk today about everything finances. Your finances will never be the same again. We are going to draw from this powerful woman. We are going to draw from her and leave her empty. In this show, she's going to go empty, because we are not leaving any information inside of her, because I want you to level up. I want you to be a woman of class. I want you to be an elegant woman, and that is why we are here for you. All the questions, you'll post them in the comment section, and I'll promise you that I'll push them to her. So Carol, tell me, so I've just left college.
Okay.
Assuming I've just left college, I just have a small business. I don't know, how should I save? You said that we should look up to that person that we admire and we adore, but how do we get there?
Good question, Susan. If you can recall the many years you started, and when you met me and you told me, Carol, I want to be like who you are. I asked you, how would you love us to analyze your financial life? Because there's nothing that is not analyzed. Not at all. If you want success, you've got to analyze things. And so from the beginning, how we looked at it, we looked at how much is there at your disposal, or how much is there as your income. So as you say, let's assume this Susan has come from college, from university. She started some small business or her first time job. She's not getting that big salary or that big income. But there's a way she could sacrifice to start small. I want to remind every viewer here, every big tree you see, every olive tree you ever saw was once a mustard seed. So that mustard seed could be that 100 shillings every day. You put it aside on everyday actions. And at the end of the month, you have your 3,000 shillings. And if any vendor, any fruit vendor woman, any circumjinga woman can begin there. Every college girl who has started employment can begin there. Anyone as in is beginning can begin there. There has to be sacrifice. A farmer sacrifices to be in or her farm at the right seasons. They do not go just to the farm blindly. So even this young person who wants to start planning the financial life ahead has to have a plan, has to have a season. So you look at yourself as a young girl and you're like, I've just started earning. I do not want to be a girl who is going to waste my money. If I'm looking up to that lady who drives that car, who lives in that apartment in Kilimani of over 150,000 a month, and she's affording and driving up a big machine, a guzzler in this economy, that lady did not start from the top. She started from the bottom. So this seed can be planted. You can water it with time, meaning you can grow your savings. For instance, If this young girl from college, she's gotten a job as a receptionist somewhere, or she started her business, she's selling socks on the streets, and she's active, she's daily reporting to her business. So first and foremost, for you to succeed financially, you've got to buy in to what you're doing. Whether she's a vendor, whether she's a fruit vendor, whether she's selling socks on the streets and, these headscarves we use at night, because they're all over the street, they're there. Face towels, call them. Small passes, call them. That person, you will always see her on the street every day. That is how success begins. There has to be a daily reporting to your business. Okay? So this lady has started off and she's saying, I would love to start, yes, that 100 bob a day. So at the end of the month is 3,000. Do you know that young lady, if she has started doing an investment of a saving plan of only 100 shillings a day, which is 3,000 a month, in 10 years, do you know that girl will be 1.2 million richer than how she started? So this girl is looking ahead and saying, in the next 10 years, I don't want to be on these streets. I don't want to be on Kenyatta Avenue in the evening. And in the morning, I'm on Tomboya Street. I want to upgrade in 10 years and I'll be able to have a stall. I want to go to that mall and have a stall by myself. So what has she done? She has looked up and now she has a goal, but she has to find a way to reach that goal. And that is how savings begin. You cannot tackle any goal without a medium you're using to attack the goal or to reach the goal. There has to be a medium you're using. There has to be a mode of transport to get to that destination. So when you're talking about young people starting or middle age starting, and especially for a woman, there's an age that hits us, especially 40. Women, listen. When you thought your retirement is at 60, 65, you're so wrong. Your age of retirement begins from 35. That's when you notice there's a bulb that has lit in your mind. And that is when you discover you're able to make obligations when your no is a no and a yes is a yes. Now, no, that is retirement.
Wow.
When, Susan, you reach from 35 to 40,
I've already reached.
You're there?
Yeah.
This is where you know, listen, gentlemen, my no is a no. My yes is a yes. No, there's a bulb in here that just lit and you cannot be changed. That is when you discover, woman, that's retirement.
Wow. And
you've got to look at it this way. How do I need to retire? Let's listen. I don't know what other questions Susan has, but I've just shown you how a mustard seed can be planted. And in just a few months, of 120 months, that person will be a millionaire. What can she not do? She can get a stall and a stock to begin with at 1.2 million.
A lot.
She can do a
lot.
A lot.
A lot.
So my viewers, women, ladies, young girls, there's nothing too small. A mustard seed is so tiny. So your 100 bob is a bigger seed.
So Carol, you're saying that one can build an empire with 100 bob?
Very comfortably. Very, very comfortably. You're not stressing yourself. You're not harassing your life. You're growing with how your financial status is like. So you started small, and then at the middle of the way, God has increased you financially. So you can even afford 200 bob a day. That's 6,000 a month. So what does that mean? You have doubled your maturity on 20 months. So you're talking of about 2 million when you're doing 6,000 shillings a month. So what am I just trying to say? Empires, legacies are not built at a twinkle of an eye. That's a lie. They are built by starting small. Small. And that small, you keep growing and growing and growing. That's how empires are created. So when you see the prestigious people around us, they never started great. They started very little. So with that little woman, you elegant woman, you can do your great a big deal. When you want to retire healthy and wealthy, this is the right place to listen to and from. Thank you so much, Susan.
Healthy and wealthy.
Healthy and wealthy.
So you have told us there's nothing small.
There's never nothing small.
You can start anywhere.
You can start anywhere as long as there's that desire that is pushing you to do it because you want to be at the top. You have admired this woman and said, I would love to be like this woman. So there's something has to trigger you.
A drive.
There has to be a drive, which you conceive. After you conceive, it starts growing. I'm telling you, Susan, you cannot stay in the same position again. You'll be too uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. And you'll be looking for women of class to move with because you're feeling that's not my position. And that's where you are right now. You cannot move with women whom you were with 5 years ago. You can't. They're not matching your standard. They're not. But you see, it all came when you accepted that I need to change as a woman. I need financial freedom as a woman. So there's nothing small, Susan. Nothing small.
Wow. This is so profound, Carol.
Thank
and
you.
I have to commend you even for mentoring young people because I'm so passionate with the youth, the Gen Z.
Yes.
Just for what you have said, that's such an encouraging word that you've told us because we can start small.
Yes.
You can start with 100 bob.
100 shillings a day.
A day. To create an empire.
To create in 120 months, you have about 1.2 million.
What?
And you've got a full life cover. That in the event of anything that happened to you as death, your next of kin has some money put aside so that their lives can go on even without you.
Wow. And retirement starts at 35.
Retirement for
Not
a
at
woman.
60.
A woman.
For a woman.
35.
Mine has already started.
Susan, retirement is now there with you. It's not knocking.
It is here with me.
You are sitting with it.
I am sitting with retirement.
So when you look around yourself,
I should see retirement.
see retirement on your left,
Retirement
on your right.
on my right, retirement behind me, retirement in front of me.
Thank you. And above you.
Wow. And above me.
Yes.
And around me.
All around.
All round.
So how you want to live that retirement? You got a solution of it 5 years ago when you met me.
Wow. So, Carol, tell me, there's this person outside there who's saying, yes, I would love to save, but I have so many bills. I have school fees to pay. I have tithe to pay for those who are born again. I have bills to pay. I pay water, pay electricity, pay tax, buy food.
Yes.
So what can you tell such a person?
What I will say, Susan, is this. When I talk about finances, as a financial advisor, I talk it from the aspects of how does your budget look like? How does your budget look like?
Even if it's 5,000
Yes,
per month.
per month.
That's what I have.
How does it look like? How do you prioritize items? Okay? Then from there, I look at it and ask you, write down for me your short-term goal, your mid-term goal, and your long-term goal. How will this 5,000 handle short-term, medium, long-term? If it cannot sort long-term, please let it sort short and mid-term. Because that is where you find, generally even for the men, they are unable to save money because short and medium are not well handled. But they're looking at the end product of 10, 15 years, 20 to come. But this one, short and midterm wameshindwa. They don't know how to handle. So you find someone has money, but all the time is at the ATM, withdrawing. Why? You've been told gas is done, no food, send me transport.
Token is over.
Susan has called me for coffee, so run my card.
1,000.
Okay. Girlfriend, you need to strategize those things. If you know you're a woman of people, like Susan is and I am, I got a budget every month for doing outings. For if I call Susan for coffee at Kempinski, I'm not touching any savings money in that account. There is a growing wealthy is not just you have it totally means you have financial discipline. If this money is for fuel alone, at a gas, when you're told it's finished, you'll not touch the fuel money. You won't. It's the reason why we are those on paychecks every month. You receive your pay. By the middle of the month, you have nothing.
Gone.
And when you're told to show how it went, you don't know.
You can't show.
You can't show. Money has a name. Woman, money has a name. What do you call your money? Does it have a name? Or it's just money? Money should have a name. Money should start as a tithe for every born again woman. Money has a name. For instance, you call it house manager. Money has a name. Your car fuel. Money has a name. Treatment, as in your entertainment. Because once in a while when we meet clients out there, we are the one who foot the bills. We don't wait for the client to foot the bill. So money has a name, Susan. It's not just every day you're running around with your card and asking for PDQ. No. You've got at times to have money in cash and money in hard cash. There are times you're forced to run around with checkbooks. There are times you're forced to run about with cash, liquid. There are times you're forced to run with hard cash. So you got to know yourself. What kind of a woman are you? Woman, you need to know yourself. You need to know who you are. Are you an outgoing woman? If you are, please always have money aside for entertainment. Entertainment, I don't mean beer or alcohol or dancing, no. In this context, I'm meaning where you have some clientele that you take out to maybe sell some products, talk business, like what we're doing right now. After this, we go do lunch. There has to be money aside for that. So it's not us asking the waitress, bring PDQ, we run. This discipline. Such money should always be liquid cash. Do you know what, Susan? I told some lady last week to run for me her M-Pesa transaction. She called me. There's another show I once did. So she followed this on YouTube. And so she called me, a very strange number. And told me, I listened to you on some YouTube channel. And this time round, you're talking about investments. Women on investments. And I told her, yes, this is me. You've not called the wrong number. So she asked me, how do we meet? Where can we meet? I asked her, where? What's your location right now? She told me, I'm in town. Which part of the town? Mamangina. I told her, fine, let's meet at Trattoria. And so I met her there. But what amazed her is when I told her, please just run your mini statement of M-Pesa now.
Right now.
Right now, as you're sitting like this, as you're waiting for lunch to come, run your M-Pesa mini statement.
Right now.
Right now. As I'm sipping this water, please do it. And she was amazed at the transaction fee. Money she would have invested to give her about 10 million in 120 months. transaction fee. So when I tell you, work with liquid cash, sometimes use hard cash when you're doing, massive buying or massive, for instance, buying a car. You don't run your card. You do a check. Or you do a direct transfer. There are things you do and you plan yourself, and you don't just go. You have got to know who you are first. What's your character? What are your, traits? So that you know and you model yourself that way. There are places you go, you don't need a handbag. You don't even need a clutch bag. You just need yourself. Not even a phone. There are places you're called. For instance, Susan, you're making a joke and saying, what if the president called us right now? By the way, Mr. President, if you'll ever listen to this YouTube, we are ever ready.
Call us.
Ever ready.
Call us.
We are smartly dressed women. We have good brains, sober brains, and we know how we can help women in this country.
Very true.
And we were asking, woman, before even we touch finances, how do you take yourself to be? Do you even smell money around you, even if you don't have? Or do you wait until you're depressed and you're like, this money will never come? Haitawahi come. Imenikata. If that's the negative vibe, then it will never come.
Negative energy.
Negative energy. It will never come. If you see a woman on the highway driving that Mercedes, driving that Range Rover, and you have a negative, oh my goodness, it will never come your way. Learn how to use and spend. How to use. There is a way of using and spending. How do you use? You use by writing down a budget. Spending is when you're doing this. There's a difference. So when we say that nothing is too small, Susan, it's so true. Nothing is too money. Nothing is too small. You can ask me then. Even the most wealthiest people will still tell you, bado sijapata do ya kufanya hivi na hivi. And you know them as wealthy. You know them as, so money is never enough in general. So never expect money to come in abundance like this if you're not faithful in little.
Wow. Carol, I'm so amazed. Of course, you have talked to me so many times and you have told me that I need to save. But I have to confess right now that when it comes to impulse buying, I don't know whether it is the village witches. I don't know who to blame. Mm-hmm. But impulse buying has become such a disease among women. How can you help us in that?
Back to how you handle cash. When you know this is who you are, you can buy anything, anytime, anyhow. Anywhere. You need a very streamlined financial discipline. How? As in, go back to what I said. Call your money some names. Give them names. If you know you're that kind of a woman or lady, make sure that your money has a name. How?
Carol, I want to cut you short.
Yes, dear.
You are walking on the streets, and there's this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thrift dress. You can't, as in, you want to walk because Carol has talked to you, you have listened, and you have called money the names. You have given all your money, food, rent, token, water, bills, house manager. But there's this dress. It's screaming, it's calling your name, Carol, buy me. And then to make the matters worse, Carol, you fit it. It is fitting everywhere. The bust, fitting. Fitting. In fact, it is even unsaturating. Now even it has changed your shape. And it is 3,000 bob. That money did not have a name. How can I deal with that?
Going back to budgeting. I always say, woman, and that is why you're so loved by God. I don't know if you know this. That is why you have so much extra grace than a man. And that is still why women in this nation are still making more money than men. Why? When you look at that woman who is doing that, she has a very strict budget, Susan. Very strict. She will first pay herself. 5 years ago, Susan, I told you about paying yourself.
Yes, you told me that.
You cannot be working as a donkey. You wake up at 4 from your house. You make sure everything is done and you have a house manager.
You beat the jam.
You beat the jam. You get to the office. Your boss is waiting on you. You have timelines. You have goals to meet, targets. And then you don't pay yourself, girlfriend. How now? You got to save yourself first, number one. And you've got to love yourself too much than anyone else. That's your blood, that's your sweat. You've lacked sleep doing the best thing you love doing. If you're the CEO, you lack sleep. By 3 a.m. you're awake, you go beat the gym. 4 a.m. you're doing your showers. 5 a.m. you're doing breakfast. 6 in the office reading at the newspapers. Who will pay you, woman? Who will pay you? It's only you can pay yourself. And you've got to love yourself. Pay yourself lots of money. So Susan, how do you pay yourself? You say you look at yourself and you say, I would want to pay myself that in only 120 months, I'm 20 million richer. Do you know when you say that, Susan, you'll not be seeing that 3,000 dress on the street and buy it.
Thrift.
You'll not see that thrift dress and buy it. Because you're remembering your target, a goal you're chasing after, to be 20 million richer than you are right now in only 120 months. You'll not see that high heel from Emirates and from Backyard
And butter.
and butter. I don't know where else we can call. And you just buy. You'll be like, I've done myself shopping, yes. For the next 3 months, I've got new outfits, new heels, yes. Close chapter. Because why? That was on the budget. You only tackle what is on the budget that month. If it is not, you say, hell no. Why? Because you're looking at a bigger goal. I want to be more wealthier than I am right now. So, Susan, you will never... You have that 3K in your handbag on that Tomboya Street and you see that dress?
Yes.
I'm telling you the truth. And you have a big goal you're chasing, you'll not buy that dress. We do impulse buy because we do not have goals. Simple, clean, and that's the answer.
Done.
Done. There is no goal chasing you, reminding you, hey woman, you said in 10 years you need a range. As in, it's not there. You're blank. That's why you find a boot, a sexy boot.
But Carol, they say,
Yes.
if the 3,000 cannot buy the range, then buy the dress.
Now, that is your self-lie.
You are lying to yourself.
Simply you're lying to yourself. Susan, look at how you're dressed. Look at the car you're driving. You'll walk down the staircase being held your hand by your assistant to go drive your big car. If you never first invested on yourself, where will that car have? How will it come? Susan, we need woman. Let's stop living fake lives. You want that apartment in Kileleshwa, Kilimani that will bring passive income at 35, 40 years? You can only begin now by saying no to things where money is going and never coming back, Susan. You need to say no to money just going down the drain, never coming back. Because that's where a lot of money goes. How do you think these networks make money? It's money going out of our own money, and we'll never see it. So I was telling you about the Trattoria woman. She looked at her mini statement for June, July. Transaction fee. Woman, It was about 220,000 shillings.
220,000 shillings.
In 2 months.
Isn't that enough for mortgage?
That's a mortgage.
Is it that enough for a deposit for a small car? Like a VIX to move you from point A to point B. You are just in Matatus, elegant woman. Your wig is even falling. And I'm not saying Matatus are bad. But Carol is telling us that we can afford these things. Only if we are disciplined. Oh my God, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like screaming and telling the women, you have to start. You have to start saving. And you have to stop wasting money.
Exactly.
Because that is wastage.
A lot of wastage, Susan.
A lot.
When that lady looked at that, and in fact, let me tell you, woman, that was June, July, 220,000 transaction fee. When I calculated for her a premium of only 100,000 shillings a month for the next 120 months only, because by that time she'll be 47 in 120 months from now, when we were with her 2 weeks ago. She looked at what I presented to her and she was like, you want to tell me that in 120 months I can be 12 million richer with 100,000 bob? Do you know what? She told me no more of these transactions. Let this money go to a premium. That's how I changed that woman's life. But I asked her, so what will you do with these 12 million shillings in 120 months? Because that's my other question. Because I will not change your life and you do not have a goal. I won't do that. Because I need to see you grow. So I'm not just changing your financial lifestyle. And then once you're celebrating with your millions of money in the account, after maturity, you go wasting. Damn no, not me. Not me.
Santorini.
Not me. So I asked her, Mom, this 12 million bob, what do you want it to, what do you want it to do for you? You know what she told me? I've got a very small piece of land in Nanyuki. Very small. But I want to bring up a country home. And I add up with some little money that I've got in pension. And that country home is not for me to live. But I'm targeting the British Army around there. They can be using it as holiday home. And after what income do you look at it when one goes there for a weekend, for a month? She told me approximately, because I've done my research around there, if a family is staying there for 2 weeks or as a summer holiday for 3 months. In fact, she gave me a 3 months figure. She told me in 3 months, I'll be doing 300,000. So a month is 100,000 bob. And I'm like, woman, won't you then be richer? Because now again, I'm looking at, I would not still want her to get to misuse that 100,000 every month that's coming from that passive income. I would want her to still reinvest. So when we talk about a woman, financial freedom, eloquence, and looking elegant, woman, it's about money. It's about yourself, the inner you, your health, your beauty, your wealth. Period. Simple.
Just that.
How would you judge when you see a lady shaggy and not smelling nice and driving a Range? What would you categorize? What would you say about that lady?
I have a big problem with that.